welcome to this online arbitrage deals video. So I was thinking about ideas for what to do for my next video. And I came to this conclusion purely from basically just scrolling on TikTok around, various sort of like Amazon related topics and things like that, and looking in the comment sections. And something that I know just from my scrolling around that I could see quite a bit was basically, debates here and there about paid for Amazon courses. So this one it's an interesting topic simply because there is such a divided opinion on courses, and I think the reason why paid for courses are, people's opinions are so divided on them is because the bad ones that are out there drastically overshadow the good paid for courses that are out there. And there are some fantastic paid for courses out there. There's loads of them. There are more than you'd be aware of, or you'd be led to believe if you were to follow the opinions of those that say, all paid for courses basically suck and they're not good, full stop. Now, I think that this also comes from a place of people having fallen into the trap of, and unfortunately having gone for these like bad courses. And so I just thought it'd be a good idea to come on and give you some advice as to how you judge if a course is going to work out for you or not. So firstly, it depends what you want to learn from the course. Like, what kind of course are you going for? Is it like a general Amazon course that's going to teach you a bit of everything? Is it something, whereby it's going to teach you all about getting into the wholesale model? Like, what is it that you want to get from the course? What is it that you want to learn? Sometimes it's just a case of going for a Amazon course, but you might have been expecting to learn more about wholesale, but because it's a general Amazon course, it's not going to focus as much on wholesale as what you'd have liked. So therefore, it's a case of firstly identifying what it is that you want to get from the course, like most of all, and choosing a course that has a strong focus, or a considerably sized section, if there's more than just that one section in it, of the topic that you want to know about. And so I would say that a good course will have, it will be made crystal clear what you're going to get from that course, what things you can expect to learn, what it's going to be about. If a course details things like, maybe it will give you like a chapter list. So underneath this chapter, there's going to be these lessons about X, Y, Z, and so forth. If you can get like a breakdown, so like a summary like that, then that will be the most useful, and that will help you understand if that course is going to teach you everything that you want to know. A paid for course is a fast track way and an in-depth way of learning. Knowledge, whilst there is a lot of free knowledge to acquire out there, picking it from here, there, and everywhere on, say, YouTube, for example, is great, and any free knowledge is good knowledge, but you have to remember different sellers will have different opinions on various subjects, on various topics, and so if you were to ask someone, what the best way to get in contact with a wholesale supplier is, like, what would you say, for example, you will probably hear different things from different sellers, and so then things like that can potentially lead to a bit more confusion as to what do I actually do, and then picking things from here and there. Sometimes you'll end up with these gaps in your knowledge, and those gaps, to basically glue everything together, are essential. And so when you're getting it all from one source, from one person, they will make sure that there are no gaps. They will teach you everything that you need to know, because that's what the course is all about. And obviously, for great and full knowledge like that, of course there's going to be a charge for it, because they're taking the time to share their knowledge with you. Paid for courses is a bit like having mentoring without the actual mentoring. So it's a bit like a one-to-one that you can do in your own time. And you can obviously go back and replay things as many times as you want. So you've always got it there to refer back to. So you will never lose anything about it. I would also say that the course that you get, it should come from a good source, as in the seller in question should have been selling on Amazon for a considerable amount of time, as in more than just say like a couple of months, and they've decided to make a course. Because even if they have gotten on with Amazon very well and they understand it, and they've adapted very nicely, they're ahead of the game a bit, that's all well and good, and hats off to them, but they still haven't had enough time spent selling on Amazon to have experienced certain things that other sellers would have experienced because they've sold on there for longer. The only way that we get to learn about things is as and when we actually experience it. So when we come across it on our Amazon journey, that's when we learn how to get around it. And so purely because it's not been that long, there's less things that they would have had in the road that they would have had to experience and work their way around, so therefore they know the solutions. So there would only be so much they'd be able to teach. And so what you're looking for is someone that has a good amount of experience, someone that does get pretty decent results from Amazon, so you know that what they're teaching, what they know, is working for them, so therefore it can also work for you. In theory, they should have somewhere where you can see all this kind of stuff. So whether it be a website, it might be a TikTok channel, it might be an Instagram, YouTube, they might have a Facebook group, a Discord group, something like that. Just something whereby you can see the proof in the pudding, and that you are getting it from a solid source. Also look for reviews as well. So there might be reviews on the course itself, there might be reviews on sort of like Trustpilot, anywhere else that where people can leave a review about things. Check out the reviews. If you aren't sure, join Amazon seller groups, whether it be on Facebook and Discord, and literally just ask the question, hey, has anyone been through this course? Like, did you find it useful? What sort of things did you get from it? Or does anyone have any recommendations on a good course that I can go ahead with to learn X, Y, and Z? Does anyone have anyone that they'd recommend? So when it comes to paid for courses, it's basically just being extra wary and doing a bit of research into the course itself before you actually go ahead with it, just to make sure that you're going to get from the course what you want from it. And so I think that where this divided opinion comes from, as I said at the start of the video, it just comes from people having fallen into the trap of unfortunate sort of like bad courses, whereby it is someone that has not been selling for very long. The knowledge has still got like a load of gaps in it and stuff. So yeah, that's where I'd say that comes from. But courses are not a bad thing. As I say, it's a fast track way to learning what it is that you want to know. And it's a bit like mentoring, just without the actual mentoring side of it. I guess you could still call it mentoring, but you get what I mean. Instead of it just being like a one-to-one like live session, you've got a series of videos there that you can always refer back to. And so that's why I'd say, courses are great. And if you feel that you need one to really enhance your knowledge, then by all means go for it. But hopefully this video gave you some guidance onto how to identify a good course over a bad one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.